What's going on, gamers? Now we're here back in Honkai Star Rail on my free-to-play account, and I want to answer the question, just how much have I been able to accomplish in about the 2-week span of Honkai Star Rail being out? I think it's almost 2 weeks or a little over 2 weeks. I can't remember anymore. I'm not sure. Let's dive into this though. How much stuff have I done in Honkai, and where is my account sitting? What do I have access to? So I got really lucky. This isn't supposed to be a showcase bloat whatever video. I know it's way above par on what you should have access to on an account, but I will also be able to showcase what it is that I could and could not do still with this stuff, or what is the more difficult stuff for me to be doing this still. So let's go over some of the characters here. Now we re-rolled a little bit on launch day on stream, twitch.tv/Joshua Jones IRL. You can check that out. There should be on the YouTube homepage. You can go. I'm sure you can figure it out. You got it. All right. So we have access to Bronya, and then we used Bailu as well. And you can notice that Bailu is only level 50 still, but we start with Bronya Bailu. Bronya, listen, quick review, absolutely absurd character. Very, 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 very strong. And we also have her fit with the past and future harmony cone that you can buy from the Forgotten Hall as well. You can get this from Forgotten Hall. Very good card on her. 100% you should go buy it for her because it's going to increase the next action taken by the next ally by 24%. This works incredibly well with Bronya because you push someone up with her ability, they're going to be taking the next action. It's basically like the 4-star baby version of the Bronya light cone, which is just infinitely better. And that is something we'll touch on later because I'm saving up for that, basically. Spoilers. But Bronya is insane. I have to work on her gear still. Listen, I have only farmed up gear for one person, and it's been a total nightmare. So every single video you watch where I say don't try to farm up gear right away, don't try to farm up gear right away. It's a total nightmare. All right, we'll get into that. Eidolons, we don't have any, obviously, but very, very strong. I have her in this sort of very old set. You can see it's the healing set. I literally have her in this for the extra skill point, and this helps me do a lot of different stuff in combat. That extra skill point at the start, I use this for simulated universe, so I can just sort of cleave through as many monsters as possible in combination with Seele. Seele goes fast. I use her basic attack. I generate another skill point. I have 5 total skill points, which is huge. And then I buff Seele with Tingyun. I buff Seele in the party with Asta. And then we have the slower Bronya that comes in, and I re-push up my Seele with every buff in the known universe now, right? Ultimate from Tingyun, skill from Tingyun, attack buff from Asta. So we have the skill from Bronya that gives damage buff on the push, and then we also have the light cone, and well, then Seele just destroys everything. It's gone, and it's because we have the extra, little skill point here, and then the extra skill point generation at the start of combat that we get to start with 5 basically instead of 3, which is a huge deal. Now moving away from Bronya, we have Asta, who is someone who I have been loving even more. Now this one we have 130 speed. The relics we have on are just kind of broken set. This is just some random 5-star stuff that's fine. Like this should probably be like crit chance body or a brick effect body or something. 2-piece, it's really just there because these rolled pretty well. I mean, these are 4 speed, 3 crit. Hey, nothing super crazy. Her stats aren't insane. 22, 68, 131. And, we have the speed buff. We have the attack buff. We use her against basically anything that has fire weakness. Sometimes I just bring her if something doesn't have fire weakness because we like to go super speed with the lap from her ultimate ability. Now we have Tingyun, who I think is, it's one of the best characters in the game. It's very hard for me to say who's the best character. It's like Bronya, Tingyun, and then Seele with investment is very, very, very good as well. There's like Clara, but let's get into this. So Tingyun is an insane character. We don't have a light cone really for her because I'm kind of hard pressed on harmony light cones. So we just have like this energy thing. If you had like the battle pass light cone for her, fantastic. If you're using this card on someone else, you could put it on Tingyun, maybe put the Bronya card on Bronya, put past and future on Tingyun herself. Either way, though, we have a 3-star card. We have some leftover gear of relics for her. This is my old Seele set that I just threw on her. So she's got like 43 crit, 65 crit damage. It's nothing insane. It's 4-star artifacts, 4-star relics, in this game. Traces, we've outfit her max. We haven't really done this for Bronya yet. We got the ultimate and the skill. That's about it. Asta, I need to do the ultimate here. I wanted to catch up on that real quick. This character though, we've maxed out because she does so much damage. She has so many buffs and damage at the same time because the skill is going to give you the attack buff, which helps the damage on the other character. And then it's going to make you do lightning damage as well. And this goes up with the skill level up too. So that's good. And then the ability here makes Ting Yun do bonus lightning damage equivalent to whoever you have bless. So you take like Seele with the bless, you take Sele's attack, you add that as a multiplier to Ting Yun's attack. So this is good to level up. A lot of free damage that way. Ultimate damage bonus up for 2 turns, insane. So you want to level that up. The energy doesn't level up with it, but the damage bonus alone is still worth leveling up for this bad boy. Basic attack, you want to level this up for Ting Yun because, well, you do a lot of basic attacks with this character. You use a skill and then you basic, and you skill and you basic again, meaning that the second bonus ability here where you do increased basic attack damage, take that bad boy. We hit people for a lot of damage with this character, and then you take the speed thing, get all the extra nodes. Very nice, very good time to be alive. I think she's one of the best characters in the game because she's got buffing, she's got speed, she's got damage, she's pretty quick. You can see 134 speed with some speed booties here on the 4-star set of the Musketeer. And then we do actually have the 2-piece crit rate set from Herta, actually, which is pretty cool. So we got these 2 5-stars. If you're waiting for Herta store stuff, real quick, I don't want to break this, but this set is very good and you can gain access to it. World 6, you can use some of your emisfires or whatever, immersifiers on World 6 down here. And this set here is like the go-to 2-piece stuff. So if you want to use your immersifiers and something, I'm not saying go and spend your energy, your trailblazing energy, but the free immersifiers, if you're up to 6, you can go beat the first little elite boss or whatever, open up the thing, and you can just leave or die or dip or whatever. And you can gain access to this 8 crit rate. And then if your crit rate goes over 50, which you're going to be aiming for anyway, you get ultimate and follow-up attack damage increase. Even if you don't use both of them, that's fine. Even though I don't use ultimate or follow-up attack damage at all on Ting Yun, it's still 8 crit rate. So it's an incredibly powerful set. 2-piece bonus, 8 crit rate. That is where you get it. It's so good. That's Ting Yun. I'm kind of rambling now, so let's move off of her onto this character. Now, this is my most invested character. This is Seele. She is the character that I put all of my materials into first when I'm level ascensioning, awakening people. She's the first character that I max out on traces, and that's something you should be doing as well as a free-to-play character or just any player progressing. Pick your character that is going to be the character you invest the most in, and treat it like Pokemon, like Red and Blue back in the day. It's like you can beat the game with just the starter because you've made the starter level 100, right? And it just destroys everything. That is the same sort of philosophy here. You put your best stuff, the most amount of effort into your main character, your main DPS, whoever it is. And mine was Seele here. So we have all the traces maxed out. We're good to go there. We got Omega lucky on the light count. However, if you don't have this light count, and technically it is a little bit better, especially early game, you could just go get the hunt light count from the Herta shop. It's going to give you more crit chance, right? 16 to 32% instead of 18%. And then instead of this basic attack and skill damage increase and ultimate crit damage increase, it's going to give you up to 40% attack when you defeat an enemy. And since Seele is all about defeating enemies anyways, in the team comp you put her in, you're going to have that 40% attack bonus. Even though 40% attack bonus isn't as good as damage up increase or ultimate crit damage increase, it still is very good because it has extra crit rate, which makes you more consistent in damaging enemies. So don't worry about not having access to that light count. Free to play account, by the way. Now we have the relics here. Now this is going to be, it's really cool. This is really cool. It's also going to be a tale of woe, and you should listen to me and not follow my actions, okay? A lot of this is a little bit of luck. So as you can see, we have one 4-star piece of gear here. And that is because I have tried the last like 6 days where I've almost done max refreshes and I've spent trailblazing and energy to farm up some sets of gear here for this character. Even though I told y'all not to do it, this will be your final warning. I haven't seen a single 5-star body piece of this set with crit rate on it. I've crafted, I've farmed, I've crafted some more, I've farmed. I'm gonna have to wait for the stat selector in the level 40 of the free battle pass, and that is what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna get a crit rate body, 5-star set, and I'm just gonna hope that it comes with attack or crit damage or speed or something in the substats, because this is garbage. Now, we do have some nice stuff. One of the first pieces that dropped here was actually these boots, and they're not perfect, but they are pretty good. If this effect res like awakened into like and opened up as like crit chance, these would be the best boots, I think, of all time. 25 crit damage, 8 attack. We love to see that there. Just kind of wish this effect res was crit chance. All in all, though, speed main stat. We love it. We're zoomers. It allows you to go in there, get the extra action points with Sele, start cycling people, doing damage. We just love it. It also works well with the Sele card because it scales off of your speed as well. You don't need to hit 148 speed. If you're interested in the math real quick, to cap out the damage bonus of 160 speed. To hit 160 speed with Sele, you don't need 160 speed on your stats, because remember, you have your skill, which is going to give you access to a 25% speed buff. So if you're around like 130-ish, I think 130 actually is capped, or a little over it. If you had 130 speed, you're good to go, because you're going to get that 25% speed buff. Also, if you're slower than that and you have Asta in your party, I mean, speed buff from Asta plus speed buff from Sele is going to cap you on that card as well. So the rest of the relics here, we have like these hands, which are like fine. I mean, they do have a lot of speed in them. If this HP would have been like crit chance or something, we would have been happier, but they're cool. I'm content with this. I don't need anything else really. I mean, I have access to these, and these rolled health. Sad days. I know this is like a plus 12 piece of fodder gear now. Now we also have the headpiece here, which rolled a lot of crit and had some attack. If this defense was crit damage, we would be flying around at the speed of sound. Still incredibly good. And then I have, like I said, this dog water body piece, and it's literally there. So I have the 4-piece bonus. The other thing she was wearing before was this. I mean, it's not that much better. They're both 4 pieces, or 4-star pieces. So nothing crazy there. And then we have the like link rope, as well as the quantum orb here. So we have a quantum orb plus 15, link rope plus 15. Substats here, nothing super absurd, but this orb is nice. It's got 11 attack, it's got 11 crit damage. For this point in the game, I got this very early on from Herta. Super cool there. It is the 2-piece of increase your crit rate. And since we have over 50 crit chance here, we're going to get the ultimate and follow-up attack damage bonus from having matching sets of these two. So pretty cool. I mean, nothing super crazy. This basically just has crit damage as a substat. So maybe in the future, if I get something that has a bunch of better substats, I'll go in and get this. I'm not personally going and chasing after anything anymore. I'm done farming gear for right now. It's just, I'm going to get it naturally from Echoes of War and stuff. And this I'm done farming for. I'm going to use my selector from the battle pass of the craft your main stat thing. If you don't know what that is, I'll have a video up on it maybe. I'm not sure, but at level 40, you get an item. And then when you go craft a piece of gear, something that awakens and unlocks for you at Trailblazer 40, you can come in and craft gear. It takes 100 of these things. You get 10 per 5-star that you salvage. And if you come in here, you can select what set you want. You can select what part of the set you want, and then you can craft just a random piece of gear. But if you have access to a self-modeling resin, you can pick what the main stat of the gear is, and you get this at battle pass level 40. So you just throw that in there, which is what I'm gonna do. Just toss it in, get the crit rate, have a good time there. Now, other characters, we've been doing the Trailblazer. This is free to play Josh. He's coming in, or I guess that's a she. I picked the female, so it's cool. We're here, nothing super special. We haven't really invested a lot into these other characters. So I have leveled up the Traveler, Bailu, Clara, Sampo, Pela, Serval, all to 50, and then March is at 40, and then everyone else we kind of hit 20 on. Oh, we used Dan for the longest time at the start until we got, that's Branya, Sele. So a lot of stuff here as well, working on the secondary team. It's just very, very, very expensive when it comes to what it is that we're doing. Bailu is a character that I have sort of pivoted away from on this super omega hyper offense team, which probably will have a video for it. I've done one in the Proto simulated world with it. We've done everything in simulated universe that we can so far. So we've beaten, well, let's go down to 6. Like we've done 6, we farmed 6 up, 6 is done. We've done hard mode or difficulty 2 of 4. This is the world that I farm. 4-2, the second difficulty, that's on farm. 3-2, that's on farm. The ability tree, listen, I might have a problem. I might have a little bit of a problem, okay? Just like a tiny one, just like a tiny problem, because the tree is basically almost done. I have these last 3 nodes to do, and you can see they get very expensive. Each of these final nodes is 2,100 of our points. These ones up here I think were 15. These ones here were 12. I think this is like 1,000 or something. So it gets to be pretty expensive. I know the ones up here are like, it's like, man, 200, it's pretty expensive. Yeah, it gets down to like 2,000, you know, it gets pretty expensive. So we've done a ton of simulated universe there. I keep calling it simulated world. We're missing, what is this, 22 blessings? I probably need to go in here and do preservation, remembrance, nihility, just a little bit of everything. Hunt's maxed out. Destruction, something I don't usually mess with. Annihilation, I'm missing 1. So that's that. And then we have 4 missing curios. Listen, I'm gonna need a TLDR. I know where the cuckoo clocks come from. I know that these scissors are rare because I've seen my friend get it. What is this thing? I need down below, what is this like clown looking dream orb? Is this like a broken curio? I don't know where it comes from. I'm thinking that maybe it comes from like the event where like you can pay 200 for like a mysterious curio. Not the ones that come with negative effects, but like the ones that give you like a lot of these clocks. You know, a lot of the clocks come from there. And I think this coloring paste might come from it too, but it's like these weird ones come from there. So I'm assuming maybe this comes from there as well, and I just need to find it more. But if you have found this, let me know. I need to know down below. The free-to-play Josh needs to know where to find that. I gotta go get my 30 primos. I guess they're called stellar jades in this game. Now, the other thing that we have done a bit, but have not maxed out, and partially this is because like I know it'll just be easier if I wait a little bit. I'm not gonna make it super difficult on me. Forgotten Hall. So Forgotten Hall down here, we've done up to 13. I could probably go in here and finish this up and then unlock like the harder mode. I'm just so sure that like the hard mode is gonna be like hard, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to work on characters anyway. So I've kind of taken a break from that, a breather from that, because outside of that, we have accomplished like everything in the game for the most part. Every quest that I know of is done. Every single treasure chest, every single like warp trotter guy, they're all gone, they're all destroyed, right? We've demolished the constant in this game. And what do I think about that? What is there to say about having all of this stuff and being sort of like complete with the game? I started this to be like a free-to-play player to try to relate with the free-to-play experience, and I think this account, I don't know if I'm a relatable free-to-play player anymore with this account, to be honest with you. The character I wanted to start with the most was Clara, because everyone was talking how bad she was, and then Pela was like really good, but like no one really seemed to care. We put Clara in like super plus S tier, and Pela in like, I think it was like A, but will be S once people figure it out. That defense break is really good. For farming, she's an insane character. You have her skill. The technique is very good. Defense down, very strong for all. All enemies have defense down when you start the battle, and then you just have that and you rip her ultimate. These stack. I don't know if it's multiplicatively or additively, but they do stack. And so you have double defense break on them, and you can just go to town on a lot of enemies in speed farm strats, simulated universe, even in Hall of Mirrors, even in here, because you're able to use your techniques to initiate battle in here. So she's a very, very powerful, aggressive character to have access to with the dispels as well. Basically, like there's a ton of really nice characters in this game. It doesn't just have to be Seele, it doesn't just have to be all these other characters that I have. But what I want to say about characters versus content is that yes, you want to focus on your main guy, right? Make someone an all-star, put them on a pedestal, invest a little bit more into them than everyone else. And don't forget your other characters, just put a little bit more effort into your main character, like I did with Seele. She was my all-star, so she gets the better gear, she gets, you know, the energy. When the energy's low, it's like, what do I spend my energy on today? We spend my energy on stuff that is going to help Seele get her traces leveled up, level her up to 60, get her card leveled up, or her light cone, I should say, get leveled up. Anything that's gonna make her stronger, we spend a little bit more on her than anyone else, which is the big one at level 40 was, well, 5-star stuff. If I'm gonna try to get 5-star stuff, maybe have some bonus energy, we're getting it for Seele, we're not getting it for anyone else. And even if it's like her final piece and everyone else is, you know, eating ramen, Seele's still out here getting the nice 5-course meal with all of the good items that we can gain access to for her. If you do that, I think that will help you out a lot, even as a free-to-play player, even if you don't have every character in the game. There's good characters like Su Shang, Arlen, you have Sampo as well, Pela, Serval with Sampo's insane, Clara. There's just so many good characters, Natasha, even against Natasha, right? Everyone's like, oh, I don't have Bailu, I have Natasha. Guess what Bailu can't do? Bailu can't cleanse. Bailu, you have to sort of work around adding someone like March if you really need a cleanse. Or if you have March and Natasha in the same party, then you're cleansing like crazy. You're just cleansing everywhere. So every character has their niche. Every character can excel in something for the most part. But find the ones that you like and invest in them appropriately, and you'll be able to do some nice stuff. The other thing about investing in characters too is that once you start getting into the hall will demand around here, level 11, that you start bringing multiple parties. And well, the biggest thing here is not a lot of people have Bailu to go with their Natasha, so they are a little lost into how to construct like a team, because most teams, traditional team, right? We have a tank, right? We'll have a preservation character. We'll bring a healer. All right, on the second team, we'll bring a preservation character. And then how do we sustain our team? We don't have another healer, right? We don't have access to Bailu in this situation. So what is it that we have to do? And a lot of the times the answer to that is to not really tank down, is to pick one of the two fights, and whatever character your all-star DPS is better in, instead of trying to tank down with your all-star damage dealer like mine, Sele, you try to make a more aggressive team where you maybe, instead of having that second healer, you're bringing, two buffers, right? You're bringing Bronya and Tingyun, or maybe you're bringing Tingyun and Asta, or maybe you're bringing a Nihility character with your Harmony character like Sampo, something like that, to really get in there and then just help you hammer home the fight and end it as fast as possible with your big level 100 Pokemon against Team Rocket's Gyarados out here in Memory Stage 11. So that's something that I would try or suggest to you to try if you're worried about not being able to sort of double heal in these situations. And a lot of it's going to be you can't double heal. Try a little more offensive approach on one of the floors and build the team around that. So now, as far as how I've approached everything else in Honkai Star Rail, I have quite a few stuff out there. There's a lot of stuff coming up this week as well. So make sure you go check out the channel if this is your first time here. And if it's like your second or fourth time here, maybe hit the subscribe button